Well, hello, good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Hope you're okay. I'm here and Robert's joining me now. And wow, busy week for us. Super duper. We'll let everyone in a minute and say hello. You have to bear with me because I'm got a man flu. And it's quite serious man flu, isn't it? So
when you have it, it's the worst there is.
Should we start letting people in?
Absolutely.
There you go. Join. Oh. So if you're in the inner circle group, guys, you'll have a link to be able to come in to the room. And if you're in all the other groups, then you'll have to be able to look to join through dfimagicthemes.com and sign up. So that's the way we do things here. Evening, Lynn. How you doing?
Hi, thank you.
Hello, Dave. Hello, Colin.
Hi, everybody.
Good to see everyone popping in gradually. So we've got all sorts of wonderful news tonight. And Lynn, do I get any sympathy for having man flu?
Oh, have you got? You mean you got a cold?
Hey, when we have a cold, it's deathbed.
Yeah, I mean, man flu's really serious.
Last breath. We're going down, and that's it.
If you believe that, you believe anything.
You might as well start digging the hole now. Okay? When we get a cold or a sniffle, just start digging the hole.
Yeah,
we're going in.
Hi, Dave.
So, Lynn, I'm going to tell you a joke, Lynn.
On.
Why do men die first?
Go on.
Because they want to.
It's a bit late in the. You might have to explain that one to me because it's a bit late in the evening.
That's almost as good as two Irish guys walk out of a pub.
Yeah.
The only one I know is two Irishmen walked into a bar and said, "Ouch." That's about as good as it gets, really. The other joke I do know is there's this piece of string that went into a bar, right? And he got into a bit of a fight and got kicked out. So the next night he went back in, right? And he wants to get back in and he sneaks in, gets a few pints down. They say, "Oh, you're barred, get out." So another night he goes back in again. "Get out, you're not allowed in." The third night he roughs his hair up, goes all like this, walks in, and they say, "Look, get out. Why do I have to get out? Because you're that piece of string that caused trouble." He said, "No, I'm afraid not." And that's about as good as my jokes get.
Go work on something. Go work on some new material.
I've actually told that one to my son.
Hello, Mr. Bob. Hello, Colin.
Hello, I'm here.
Are we still celebrating?
How's everyone?
He's still celebrating.
No, I don't think you can do that for more than 2 or 3 days.
You're good.
Well,
Your good missus was
I
there,
went
wasn't
to 2 or
she?
3 days. Yeah, I feel better. Actually, I felt good. I can't say I felt bad the other day. I found out that webinars and alcohol don't mix. It's not a good mix together.
Sure they do.
Of course it is. You sound like you're in a hole, Bob.
Oh, really?
Hello.
Had nothing to do with drinking the other day.
Not your headphone.
Hi.
He'll switch to his headset and then we won't be hearing him.
Where's Bob? Bob.
He's the first one to get that hole dug for him for the man flu.
There you go. So we don't have Paul on here tonight, but Paul sent in a support ticket for some corrections to the web design. So we addressed them, fixed them, and Stephen is actually going to cover them tonight.
Yeah.
So that you guys can do what's left, which is changing some colors on a title, which we can't fix from the text field.
It's an easy update. So
but it was a good practice run or somebody that found something in the content in a couple places, sent in the codes, and it takes a few minutes for us to go and find them and fix them. For you guys, eventually it'll be a piece of cake, but for right now, you don't have to worry about it. I would rather get the majority of people to tell me that this doesn't sound right, or this is misspelled, or this is wrong, and we go fix it, and we give the fix to everybody. And it makes it simpler, and then all of it'll be corrected for the future anyways. So just little things, just that they pointed out, which was right on point, and I appreciate that because it helps everybody to get those fixes. And going from there, like I said, Stephen's going to go ahead and cover that tonight, just so we've done it before, but there's no sense in not redoing it again, so that when this goes live in the group, every Friday, the Q&A live will be posted in the groups so that you guys can join us, or you can watch the replay. But this is all part of what we're doing. And in addition to this, anything that needs to be in the members area, we're going to get the recordings or record new ones and put them in the members area. All content, all training is in the members area. And everybody needs to use that training. Don't go back 2 months later in the Facebook posts and start doing things that are old. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help build the sites. It's just going to cause a lot of trouble. So stay in the members area, follow that training. When we do these Q&As, they're to do instant updates, what we're doing every week, and also whatever's happening. So whatever questions you guys have, whatever we can help with. But like I said, the first one was addressed was they turned in a support ticket, and I appreciate that. Pointed out what was wrong. We addressed it. It took a day to get there and get in there and fix it, but not that it took 24 hours to do it, just to get to it. There was other stuff going on. And lastly, I posted in the inner circle today that video, which I want you guys to come back with what you would like it to say in the parameters of a promo for yourselves. We'll take off the done for you magic stuff. We'll take off the wording that isn't a part of our brand per se, and we'll make it generic, and you can throw your URL that you want them to go to on the back end, or leave it with nothing on it at all, or both. I can do both versions, and you guys can just add your last screen, if you will, the end screen to the video. But I think if we all think about it and really put our heads together as the community that we are, and write in these ideas, because I don't know, when I had the video made and I got the script done, and you're constantly tweaking it and trying to make it better, all I kept seeing was 1,000 dots around the main location. That's all I kept thinking. And I kept telling Stephen, that's what we need. That's what we need to tell people. So when they see those dots, that means eventually when they understand it, that they have one location, and now they can have hundreds to thousands. They'll have to pay for them, and that's okay. That's the whole point of this. So they can see that they can do that, and we are the ones that can offer it to them. And in the future, every time we give them another 5-10 sites, we make another 50 to 100 bucks a month, or whatever we're charging. I don't know what the good numbers are, but that's, if you call up any content writer and say, write me a page of content and I want to put it on my website, I don't know, what's that worth? 200, 300, 400 bucks? Go ahead, Dave.
So as we get started this evening on our live stream, for everybody that's watching, I'd like to say congratulations on opening everything up. And I know that the webinar was a huge success the other night.
Yeah.
And I know that I was on the live stream last night making a few comments. So look, you guys that have jumped in, you guys that aren't here, just watching the replay, hey, you did great. Welcome to the group.
Thank you for that, Dave. Well,
Thanks,
while we're
Dave.
live in all the groups, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a bit about Google My Business tonight. and then we're going to say goodbye to everybody, and then I'm going to re-enable the live stream just for people in the Inner Circle mentoring group, in case anyone who misses out on what we're talking about tonight. So I'll talk a bit about this first, and then you guys can chat amongst yourselves while I end the stream and re-enable it for the group. But for those that don't know, Google My Business is now going to be known as Business Profile or Google Business Profile. What does that mean? Well, not a lot really. It's making it easier for people to use Google My Business. Instead of having to go into the background of it and do edits, you'll soon be able to edit from your own profile from let's say Google Maps, or you find the Google My Business listing. And if you're logged in as yourself, you can very simply edit the listings. And that's really the basics of what's changing with Google. I think the way they're going to go in the future is charging for this service. At the end of the day, they're a business, they have to make money. And this is where I think we can monopolize on this in the future, because if they start charging and you're making money already out of lead generation, out of renting sites, whatever it may be, you can charge that as a service if you're doing rank and rent, where you say, we can get your Google profile up for this price, and we can look after it. But it's still, even if you don't pay Google, filling in your profile properly. So when you set a Google My Business listing up and you build it from A to Z, top to bottom, and you set all of that up properly, right? If you miss any part of that profile out, it won't help you. Go and look at some Google My Businesses that are out there now in a local area, in a niche. You'll find a lot of them haven't got images. A lot of them haven't even bothered setting up the Google website that's linked to it. There's a bunch of things that aren't set up. And if you fill in as much detail as you possibly can, then that's going to help you. Now, when you set one of these up, if you're doing lead generation, obviously you have to set up a business name and maybe use your own address, or an address that you know you can have access to if you need to receive a card from Google. The cool part about this now is that we'll be able to set these up, and the only thing you don't change is the name, address, and phone number, the NAP. So you set that once and forget it. So always think, the way I set up all my businesses is I'll set the website first, followed by the citations, the Yelps, and all the directory sites, Facebook, Twitter, profile, social media. Once you've done all of that, the last thing you do is set your Google My Business up. When you do it, fill it all in properly. Every box you think you can fill in, keywords, images, anything you can put up there. Oh, I haven't got any images, I want to do a plumber site. Well, take your phone out and take some photos of a sink, a tap, a pipe. You know, it's not difficult to do, to add to it. And you can also use them on your website because they're your photos. If you're into roofing, go outside and keep an eye out for, in my local area in the UK, we have thatched roofs. So I'll keep an eye out for when a guy's doing some thatch work. I'll take a photo of that. Because in public, there's no privacy in public. So you can take what photos you want to, as long as you're not on private property. You can take those photos and use them for your own purpose. And as long as you've got the original image saved somewhere to prove it was yours, there's nothing they can do about it. No one can touch those images. And gardening, you're wandering around, you see a nice garden somewhere, take a photo of it. Trees, I mean, how many trees are on this planet that you can take photos of? So that's how you can get your images very easily. And taking a phone round with you is a lot cheaper than actually spending the time trying to pay for stock photos. I think it's far better. When I do a plumber's site, I'll go around my house taking pictures of pipes and I had a spanner and a wrench somewhere. I took a photo of those, and I can use them time and time again, in different ways. And Google knows they're original, and it doesn't take much. And people worry about quality. I worry about getting my site up online, get my citations done, and then my Google My Business. So you'll see these changes coming in. And if in the future Google starts charging for Google My Business, if you can afford to do it, pay for it. I think you'll outrank a lot of other local businesses. I think a lot of local businesses do not understand the changes that are coming up with Google My Business. It's the big boys that understand it. The smaller ones, I think they don't understand it.
There are so many businesses right now that don't even know where to start to go look for it. They have no clue. They just don't. I don't want to say they're ignorant, but they just don't know. So if they don't have a website, which, what is it, 1 out of 4 businesses right now that don't even have a website to start with?
Yeah.
And now their Google My Business profile could be used to generate leads in their local area because it's a location-based search by Google. So why wouldn't they? But it's the time, and if it's something they don't understand, they don't go to do it. And will it happen? Probably not, until somebody does it for them. Again, opportunity for all of us.
No, I absolutely agree on that. That's always the way. The estimated date for the change is coming in. It's either already come in or it's about to come in. It's any time now, and they're implementing. The thing with Google, when they change things, they have to do it gradually. So they do it. They've got so many servers out there now and server farms that they'll implement it on one part of their platform. Then they'll bring it onto another bit and another bit, and eventually it's all been done. It's a bit like Facebook when they changed to their new wonderful layout that no one likes. You know, that there was changed gradually. And I left mine to the very last minute because I like the old layout. And admittedly, I've got to say, I've got used to the new layout now, and I am forgiving on them. You know, Facebook is very good, pending what way you use it. I say don't put your personal laundry out on the internet. You know, always make sure. I use it for business. People will notice with me a few things that I do. One, I don't post much up. When I do, I want it to be encouraging or funny. So if I find a funny clip. Other things I do, you'll notice as well, I've got a big email list. I'll only email out to people when I believe in a product that's worth getting. I will not just send you out bombardment of emails and emails and emails going, you got to get this, you got to get this, you got to get this. Because I have vendors approach me going, oh, will you sell this for me? And I take a look at it, I go, that's a pile of crap. No, I'm not selling, I'm not promoting that. You know, and I know I've got a list of vendors I know that I will never trust because their products are only around for about 6 months. It's the vendors I do trust, and you know, they're the ones I will look after. Mike Martin's one of the ones that I look after because I know he you know, despite that any product you get, you get issues, but they always fix the issues. And that's the cool thing about it. On that note, guys, this is where everyone on all the other platforms, we're going to say goodbye to you. And in a few minutes' time, guys, if you're watching for the Inner Circle Mentoring Group, watch out. You get a notification. We'll be live back in there. Otherwise, in the group, in the Circle Mentoring Group, is the link to come and join us here and come and say hello tonight. And I know we've got a couple of new members for the Inner Circle group who upgraded. Welcome on board, you guys. You've got so much more value. And the ones that didn't upgrade, why didn't you? Because you're going to get more value, right? Because the difference between the two packages from dfythemes.com is one is basically the standard training and support desk. So it shows you how to install one of these themes, and you know, so you can get yourself started. The upgrades is all the extra training that comes with it, the Lead Simplify. We're doing training very shortly on Magic Page plugin, the basics. And I've been playing, and this is going to make at least one person smile tonight. This week, I've been playing around with Yive sites, and it is very, very good. There's a few tweaks I want to get right because I like to do my A to Z training with it. Do this, you're there. So I've been playing around doing some tests, and when I find the right way of doing it in an easy way, because there's a few complicated steps in there at the minute. When I work out the easy step way, then that training is going into the members area for you guys. And it's going to go boom, 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 nice and easy, nice and simple, like the rest of the training. And that's going to be certainly within the next 14 days, if not sooner, once I work out the tweaks.
So this is where we actually encourage everybody else to come in to the Inner Circle group for all the additional value, right, Robert?
You know, I was just thinking to myself, Dave, that the people, how do I say this to be politically correct? I was going to ask you guys first, but how long do we suffer and struggle before we finally say, I give up, I realize I need to get some help? How long do you take that on and just beat your head against the wall trying to do it on your own because you think you can do it without help? And you should be able to do it without help. But that's, you know, I'm sorry, but it comes always back around to my passion about why you're a defier, because defiers are beating the way that things are done on the internet, especially in this type of IM field, because we constantly buy stuff, it doesn't get supported. we waste our money, we don't ask for the refund, or we would take too long for the refund, or whatever it is, but they're never training you on all the nuances and extra things that are going on that help get that product going. And that's the real frustration for you. But if you didn't get into the inner circle, here's what may happen. I hope it does not. If you can't figure it out, don't give up. Don't give up on your dream of what you see here, because the opportunity with this is huge. Don't give up on that part, but get the help you need, whatever that looks like. If you got to hire a mentor, if you got to get somebody to show you the ropes, do it. But don't wait 6 months to a year, because in 6 months to a year, how many sites can you build in a few weeks, Dave?
Wow.
Can you build 10 sites? Can you build 20 sites?
I'm going to say you can build 20 sites very easily. And I know that right now, I don't brag, and
I'm not putting you on the spot of what you did. I'm just saying, if you can build, let's pull it back to, if you can build a site a week, right?
Oh yeah. If you can
You're
build
gonna
In
build
a
one
month's
else,
time,
aren't
you
you?
got 4 sites, and you got 8 sites, you got 12 sites. It's
You
not
know,
going to take a week. But the
No.
reality is,
Uh-uh.
if you go 6 months and you never get started and you never get one site up, 6 months passed of
Right.
potential income that you could have had.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that's what the inner circle's for. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to shut up
It is
because
so worth it to get into this inner circle. And I rival Steven when it comes to putting a site, 5-step site together. Right, I can get it up in just a few minutes, and it is just so easy. And
Dave's beating me on speed. He's done. It's great if you can do it that way.
Without even using Zagio, without even using any of the other methods outside of what's in this training, to be able to put a site together and do it quickly. Absolutely.
And the bonuses as well, guys,
Yeah.
that those getting now, right? There's some extra pieces of software that I've mentioned to other people in here. I'm not going to say what they are, but I can get access to those other pieces of software that are going to help you in the future. And so, there'll be certain pieces of software every so often I'll go. The first so many people to get the names. I mean, Defiers will always get access to what I recommend anyway. If I can give it to them free, I will. They're the original founders, and so when I say only available for the first 10 that message me, that's not including the Defiers. Right, the Defiers, don't have to panic. You guys, I'll always look after you on stuff. You trusted us from day one. But if you get in now, there's other opportunities with stuff that we'll be doing. I'm planning on doing an easy step-by-step guide to Exagio soon. There's so much training that can be done. And that's going to all come into play as we move down the line, even down to, currently in the members area, it's the hosting setup. You've got how to install a theme, A to Z, how, get everything ready, fill in the magic form, add your company data to the site, and then rent out the site. And then in the future, we're going to be doing lead generation, how to change it so you can then times your each lead by 3. And that'll be the future steps in separate training, which we will be doing probably now the other side of Christmas for that training, because we want people to get in and be used to doing rank and rent initially. And the thing is, once you built one of these and you look in the background, you'll start understanding what X fields are, what SpinTech shortcodes are, and what everything's doing.
I think it would be extremely beneficial, Robert, Stephen, if we could actually put a couple of screenshots up for what's included on the back end from the members area, so that they get a feel for, hey,
do you have that handy, Robert? If I give you a moment to find it.
You know what? The replay is still up, Stephen.
So in our groups, the replay is still up, and also the coupon code's available. And the thing is on the upgrade, when you buy the front end, and I think it's DFY save 50 to get it at half price at the moment. You get the 5 themes and the training on how to install those. On the upsell, you get all the additional training, the advanced training, how to do rank and rent. how to use Lead Simplify for those that have that. I'm soon to do one on Page Rewriter. There's so much training that's going to go into the members area, and every Friday, right? Unless it's Christmas Day when we don't turn up, because we have a break at Christmas week. We're not going to do any of them on Christmas week. But the thing is the rest of the time we'll be here, and you can come like these guys. You can be to come into the Inner Circle group
And that's what
come and
this
ask us
is.
questions.
This is a Q&A for people to come in and start asking questions on what they need help with. But yeah, you can totally catch us on our YouTube channels.
Yeah.
You can catch us on the other Facebook groups. But we have to get to the training, Stephen, because we have a lot to cover.
Yeah, absolutely. So wave goodbye to Facebook, and I'm going to end the live. And guys, if you're watching on the Inner Circle, we will be back in a few minutes. I'll re-enable the live and we'll carry on. Well, we'll talk a moment or two while it ends. They'll probably see this little bit while all the streams come to an end, because it takes the system a few minutes to go by. And rather than one of those those TV shows where the credits run and they're going.
And then the blooper reel, then the blooper reel comes.
Yeah. So